My name is Benny Crow. I've been here at the church I joined here in 2003, I believe it was. I started working at a place called Veterans Corner, and we help veterans. And I started working there way back in 2003, about the same time I come to church. And I didn't see what God was doing with me. I never recognized, but today I can look at that as my mission field. And I'll tell people that I'm on a mission there, and I try to help veterans do what we do for veterans, but also I try to stand out as a Christian. And when I first started out there, preaching something about this being a chameleon, and when I first started out there, I was a chameleon. I didn't know it, but I seen it. I wanted to be like the guys. If you ever been around military, Army guys, you'll see, but I wanted to be like these guys. I wanted to do what they did and kind of be like them. I caught myself when we sat down to eat a meal, I just kind of dropped my head. I knew I didn't need to bless my food, but I just blessed my food. And then I went home at night and I felt bad about it. So I thought, this is not right. You know, I'm a Christian. I need to be standing out there, and I don't need to be like these guys. This is exactly the way I felt about it. So the next time we met for the meal, I asked our president. I said, "Do you mind if I bless this food?" And oh no, he's if you know what a drill sergeant was in the Army, he was like a drill sergeant. We was in the middle of the restaurant, all the waitresses, everybody there, and he stands up and hollers to everybody, "Get your attention," and it scared me to death. And he said, everybody in the restaurant, he said, "Everybody stand up." And I didn't know what he was going to do. He said, "My good brother here is going to bless our food today, and I want y'all to stand up and bow your heads and listen." Well, even the waitresses and everybody, I was, well, okay. So that started. I started saying the prayers, and then I got thinking about it, and I said, "This looks like really what God wants me to do." So one Wednesday night, the president called me and he said, "Benny," said, "we just had a meeting, and we want to open our every day we open up. We want to open up with a pledge, and we want to open up with prayer." And I said, "That's a good idea." He said, "Well, would you mind doing that?" And I said, "I'll do it." I didn't hesitate because I knew I didn't want to be like I was at the breakfast. I said, "No, I'll do it." So I could see where God was setting me up to help these people. So I went back to the board and told them, I said, "Here's what I'd like to do." I said, when our people, speaking of the workers, we had about 90 workers out there, and I said, I'd like to offer my services to when they go to the hospital. I go visit them. I know I went and seen this one couple, and he was never very friendly. And I walked into the hospital, and he was laying there in a hospital bed, and then he's at my mercy then. And I said, I asked him after we visited for a little bit, I said, "You know, do you mind if I have prayer with you?" And him and his wife both reached out and grabbed my hand. And I got a good feeling about that because I felt like that's where I could see God having a mission field for me. I'm not what you call that chameleon Christian now. You know, I really believe that everybody out there knows that I'm a Christian. I don't push religion on nobody. Every opportunity I have, I can witness to them. I think about the fruits that we bear. You know, and God said, "I'm the vine and you're the branches." And I felt that I needed to be that branch that God could use. So whenever if you go to a fruit tree, there's apples, pecans, peaches, there's all different kinds. Christians is that way, and we're all different kind. And I used to think that in order for me to bear fruit, I had to lead somebody to Christ. They had to be saved, or I wasn't bearing fruit. That's not really the case. We bear fruit by just asking our neighbor, "You come to church." Okay, everybody's got different talents, so I come back to this church. I was a year and a half out of church. I was that chameleon Christian then. I had a little burnout spell. These things wasn't going my way. So if the preacher asked you next week, you come up here and sit in my place and you tell me what God's doing in your life and how He's working in your life, what could you say? And I told you that little thought about the fruits and the branch off of that vine. You can tell them just what I told you. If you're doing something, then a lot of people don't think you're doing anything because you're not serving, you're not being an usher, you're not doing. But if you're the guy that walks over to that booth and says, "Hey, won't you come to our church?" See, then you're bearing fruit, and that's what God wants us to do. So y'all remember that. And if the preacher does call and ask you, hope you don't wait 3 or 4 weeks like I had to wait because it makes me too nervous. But thank you guys. I love my church. I love my pastor and all the staff, and a great job. I love Veterans Corner. I like working out there. But I do believe that God put me there for a missionary. So thank you very much for your time.